My friends, I've got to tell you something. I was sitting here the other day, just like you, sipping my coffee, and I found myself reading the parables again. The same ones we've all heard since Sunday school. The parable of the sower, the lost coin, the prodigal son. You know, the classic hits. But this time felt different. As I was reading, it wasn't just words on a page anymore. It was like I was looking at something familiar through a brand new lens. You ever have that feeling, like you've been looking at a masterpiece your whole life, and then suddenly you notice a secret brushstroke you never saw before? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. And what I've started to realize is maybe, just maybe, we weren't meant to just read these stories. Maybe we were meant to decode them. I know, I know, it sounds a little wild, right? But stick with me. I've spent my whole life in awe of Jesus, listening to his words. But lately, I've felt this little nudge, this whisper from deep inside. It's like a joyful curiosity, a feeling that there's more to these ancient texts than meets the eye. Like there's a hidden layer, a secret language he used to speak to a very specific group of people. And if you're watching this right now, I have a feeling that group is you. Think about it for a minute. Jesus was a master storyteller, a teacher unlike any other. He could have just laid it all out there, plain as day, but he chose to speak in parables. Why? He even said it himself. I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear. Whoa, right? That's not a line you hear in Sunday school. It's a powerful, almost mischievous statement. It's a wink from the divine, telling us there's a deeper message here for those with eyes to see. And I gotta tell you, the more I dig into this, the more excited I get. It's like a treasure hunt, and every piece I uncover just blows my mind. It's been so much fun, and it's brought me even closer to Jesus. It's not about rejecting what we've been taught, not at all. It's about going deeper, about finding the hidden wisdom that has been waiting for us all along. This isn't just about faith anymore. It's about a divine, thrilling adventure of discovery. It's a journey to an inner truth that's been patiently waiting. And I'm just so absolutely giddy about it. Now, you might be thinking, what on earth are you talking about? What could possibly be so secret about these parables? And that's exactly the right question to ask. That curiosity, that little spark you feel, that's the beginning of the journey. It's a journey not just to understand Jesus' teachings, but to understand yourself in a whole new, magnificent way. I'm telling you, I've never felt so energized, so full of joy in my walk with him. It's like a new sunrise. But here's the thing. This isn't for everyone. This is for the seekers, the ones who feel that ancient stirring in their soul, the ones who sense that there's a purpose and a power inside them that's just waiting to be unlocked. This isn't a distraction from Jesus. It's a profound, intimate reunion with him. And if you're feeling that pull, that sense of a deeper knowing, then you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The world out there is full of noise, full of people telling you who you are, what you should believe, and what to be afraid of. But the wisdom Jesus was transmitting, that was different. It was a secret language designed to bypass the fear and speak directly to your heart, to the part of you that already knows the truth. It was a map for a spiritual journey that has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with your true, authentic self. And trust me, once you see these codes, you can't unsee them. So if you're ready to unlock some of these secrets with me, if you're ready to find a new, deeper joy in your relationship with the King of Kings, then I'm so excited to have you here. This is a journey that will not only change how you see the Bible, but it'll change how you see yourself. It's the kind of truth that feels like coming home. I've only just started scratching the surface, and I'm honestly blown away by what I'm finding. So, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the next part of this adventure. It's going to get even more exciting, even more profound. I've got so much to share with you, and this is only the beginning. Just knowing that there's a whole new layer of truth to discover has made my faith so much more vibrant and alive. It's like finding a brand new room in a house you've lived in your whole life. I can't wait to show you what's in it. Okay, my friends, let's dive deeper. In the first part, we talked about how maybe, just maybe, Jesus' parables weren't just simple stories, but were actually divine codes meant for the ones with eyes to see. I've been digging through the scriptures looking for clues, and what I'm finding is nothing short of sensational. It's like finding a secret compartment in an old chest, a compartment everyone thought was just part of the solid wood. But inside, there's a treasure you never imagined. And I'm not talking about some fringe theory or some weird new religion. I'm talking about the very heart of the Gospels, a message so powerful it will rock your understanding of who Jesus truly is. Now, one of the first parables that really got me thinking was the parable of the prodigal son. We all know the story, right? The son who leaves, squanders his inheritance, then comes back to his loving father. And the traditional interpretation? It's about God's boundless love for sinners, about how he rejoices when we repent and return to him. And that's a beautiful, beautiful truth. But what if there's a deeper, more personal code embedded in it? What if the prodigal son is you? Not the you who has sinned and repented, but the you who has forgotten who you truly are. Imagine this. The inheritance isn't money. It's your divine nature. It's the truth that you are a child of God, not just a human being seeking God, but a being of God having a human experience. And you, the prodigal son, chose to leave the Father's house, not in rebellion, but in a divine experiment. You chose to enter a world of forgetfulness, to incarnate, to explore a realm where you could temporarily forget your true identity so you could rediscover it in a way that's even more glorious. You took your inheritance, your divine essence, and you squandered it on a human life with all its struggles, its joys, its heartbreaks. Whoa. Think about that for a second. The Father's heart was always with you, always waiting, but the journey was for your benefit, for your own epic story of discovery. And the moment you remember who you truly are, that's the celebration. The feast isn't in heaven, it's in your awakened heart, right here, right now. Now, let's look at another one. The parable of the lost sheep. We're told it's about God leaving the 99 to find the one lost soul. And again, a beautiful, comforting truth. But what if the lost sheep is not someone who has strayed from the flock, but is a part of your own consciousness that has become disconnected from your true self? What if the shepherd is your own awakened awareness, searching for that one lost piece of your soul, that part that has been wandering, feeling alone and broken? When you find it, when you bring that lost piece of yourself back into the fold of your awareness, the shepherd, your higher self, rejoices. It's a personal mission of integration, of bringing all parts of yourself back home. It's a journey of self-discovery guided by your own inner Christ. I mean, can you believe this? It's a complete game changer. And here's the kicker, my friends. I believe this is what Jesus meant when he said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." It's not some place you go to after you die. It's not a location. It's a state of consciousness. It's the state of awareness that recognizes its own divinity, that understands it is not separate from God. The parables are maps to this inner kingdom, ancient coded instructions on how to navigate the human experience and remember who you really are. This isn't about changing your faith. It's about deepening it in a way you never thought possible. It's about seeing the Gospels not as a historical record, but as a living document of spiritual technology. It's a revelation, a secret that has been right there in front of us the whole time, just waiting for us to be ready to see it. It's like the Matrix. Once you see the code, the world looks completely different. You can't go back to seeing it the old way. And I don't know about you, but that fills me with an incredible sense of purpose and joy. I've got more parables to share with you, more codes to unlock. We're just scratching the surface here. The more you watch, the more you'll feel that inner stirring, that divine activation. This is a journey for the brave, the curious, and the hungry. It's for those who want to move beyond the surface level teachings and into the heart of the Christ consciousness. And when you do, everything changes. The way you see yourself, the way you see your struggles, the way you see your purpose, it all becomes crystal clear. So if you're still with me, if your soul is buzzing with this new information, then I know you're one of the chosen ones for this message. I want you to make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on, because what's coming next is going to tie all of this together in a way that will simply stun you. We're going to talk about a parable that reveals why Jesus had to hide these codes in the first place. And it's going to make perfect, beautiful sense. Get ready. All right, my friends, let's bring it all home. We've talked about how Jesus' parables aren't just stories, but are deeply encoded messages for our own spiritual awakening. We've touched on how the prodigal son and the lost sheep are maps for reuniting with our own divine nature. Now, let's talk about a parable that ties it all together, a message that explains why this awakening is happening right now and why you are a part of it. This is the truth that will give you an unshakable foundation for your life. Think about the parable of the house built on the rock. You know this one by heart. The man who built his house on the rock and the man who built his house on the sand. When the storms came, the house on the sand fell, but the house on the rock stood firm. The traditional teaching is that the rock is Jesus, and we should build our lives on him, not on worldly things. That's a powerful and true message, but there's a deeper code hidden within it, a code that Jesus was transmitting to those ready to hear it. What if you are both builders? What if you have been building two versions of yourself your entire life? One version of you, the one you've been conditioned to be, is built on the sand of external validation. It needs the approval of others. It needs success. It needs a certain status, a certain security to feel stable. This is your ego, your false self, the identity you've been taught to believe is you. And then there's the other builder, the one who has been building on the rock of inner knowing. This is your true self, your Christ consciousness, the part of you that knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that its strength comes from God, from within. This self doesn't need external validation because it's already complete. It doesn't seek God outside of itself because it knows it is a part of God. And here's the powerful, glorious, and sometimes scary part. The storms are here. They are not coming. They are already here. Every external system you've relied on for security, governments, economies, even some religious institutions, are being shaken to their core. All the sand is being washed away. This isn't punishment. It is a profound act of divine liberation. The storms aren't here to destroy you. They're here to reveal which foundation you've been building on. They're revealing the true you, the one built on the rock. And that rock, that's you. That's your divine nature. Your true self is the unshakable foundation that can withstand any storm. The parables weren't just stories about a far-off kingdom. They were coded instructions for how to find the rock and build from there. When you find your unshakable self, you stop apologizing for your greatness. You stop hiding your light, and you begin to live your life as the magnificent divine being you were always meant to be. This is why you feel that tug, that stirring in your soul. This is why you are drawn to messages like this one. You've been called, activated, and prepared for what's coming. So let's bring all these insights together. The parables, when decoded, reveal a beautiful, consistent, and deeply personal gospel. They show us that Jesus was not just talking about a historical event or a set of rules. He was sharing a divine wisdom for the awakening of humanity. He was giving us the tools to recognize our own Christ consciousness, to embrace our struggles not as punishments but as teachers, and to live our lives as a testament to the divine light within. My journey into these secret codes has not only strengthened my faith, but it has made it alive, real, and personal in a way I never thought possible. It's a joy that I can't stop sharing, a feeling of coming home that is completely overwhelming in the best way. My friends, you are not here by accident. You were guided to this message because it is time. The codes are unlocking. The time is now. So, I encourage you, my friends, to continue this journey with me. You can start by liking this video, not for me, but to signal to the algorithm that this is the kind of content that needs to reach others who are ready to remember. Subscribe to the channel to join our community of seekers, and let's continue to decode the lost language of Christ together. And in the comments below, I want you to say, "I am the parable," to affirm your commitment to this awakening journey. This isn't a one-time thing. This is a lifelong adventure of discovery, and I'm so honored to be on it with you. Until we meet again, remember who you are, let your light shine, and build your life on the rock that you truly are.